So, welcome to my journey from startup to profitability in 100 days, or ideally less. Today, I want to talk about the value of starting to create some processes for some of the key things you do. Now, the old adage is that you do everything manually until it either works or you're ready to kind of scale that and put some systems and processes in place. No point building really fancy automations if you haven't quite nutted out the process yet and you build that for something that is only going to be required once a month. So what I've done here is I've started to work out all of the things that need to happen for when a client comes on board, and everything from getting the billing details, confirming which package, getting a signature out of them, getting to sign off on our software. So I've just built this. So let me just wrap the text on that, make it easy to read for me. Yep. So I've already got a couple of different payment links inside Stripe, but I'm wondering, do I actually want to send a manual invoice because otherwise I'm going to pay a 2.5% fee via Stripe? So all of these things are in consideration when you're building out your processes. Then this is obviously just a typical Google sheet that has not started, in progress, etc. Who's the owner? Initially, most of this will be me, but very quickly I can allocate my staff. And one of the things I do like to build is dates as well. So having previously run an events company, often all of these things would happen kind of automatically, and sometimes they're dynamically. So you can't really do the billing details until, or send the contract until they've completed this. So sometimes these dates that you fill out just don't work. Other times they do. But by building all of this out in your head, what you'll do is you'll run this against your first lot of clients, figure out what's working, figure out where the roadblocks are, start to work out who can actually do that instead of you, and also does it require a standard operating procedure. So I've previously, on a video, I've showed one of our standard operating procedures for creating content. It's no different for this. This is just elements of this that can be done by someone else. So at the moment, I've got manual for now, but at a later date, we'd like to build processes and systems into this. Some of the automation and AI tools will be really good for that as well. But at the start, nothing really kind of scales. So at the moment, I've just created that very first draft. There's no point putting other names in there as well, because I actually have to build everything until I delegate that. And as I said, no point with the due dates. So I encourage you to start to build out your processes in a manual way. Just put it down as a brain dump here of all the things that you're looking to do. And then you can just slowly tick off those tasks. And you'll probably wake up in 3-6 months' time and go, I've got a really robust system here, which I can potentially automate and delegate. So I've previously done this where when a lot of the tasks are repeatable, you can use this kind of outlay, upload it into something like Notion or Trello, and do that with some software like Make or Zapier. And then all of a sudden you've got parts of this which is automated and just helps you kind of free up your time.
This is Wilma's board of her daily tasks to do, things that she's doing. So I've got a dashboard of everything she's doing. We can see that anything's running late or anything that's missed. So the very first thing you do, really simple, is you create a Google Doc or something similar that lists all of the tasks that happen. So for us, as I said, we've got, believe it or not, just to run one dinner or lunch, we have 60 tasks. So those 60 tasks start from everything from creating the events to the Trello board, and then a number of other things. Won't go through there. We put a date on there. We have a date count so that we can work out when those tasks need to happen. And then we also allocate priorities and who does those tasks. We then use a software called Make. And again, I outsource this. Someone else helped me build this. I'm not smart enough to build these scenarios, but it was pretty straightforward. Someone who's an expert in this built the scenario. So I'm about to show you how we take all of those 60 tasks. We hit one button here, and on the Trello board here, it will populate all of those. So fingers crossed it works. We go to Make. So where to start? All. Okay. I hit run once. That starts to do its thing. And then can you see that all of those tasks just populate into Trello? And you can see the person allocated to them. So we've delegated the right task to the right people, and that all happens when you see it like this, like magic. This allows us to, as I said, have visibility across all of our events at any one time. I can look at any of our lunches and see are any tasks outstanding. We can get reminders, all those other things. But it just starts with something as a Google Sheet, and then just let's turn that into delegation accountability.
So this is just how I create systems and processes for everything I do, which allows you to scale and build quicker. I hope you found this useful. Thanks for watching.